Just imagine a massive superhighway stretching across 5 West African countries: Ivory Coast, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. Over 1,000 kilometers of smooth, modern road connecting the largest cities and ports in the region. This is not just a dream. It's a project set to begin in 2026, with a price tag of $15.6 billion already committed. But why is this superhighway such a game changer for West Africa? How will it impact the economy, trade, and even the political landscape of the region? Let's break it down in simple terms so we can understand what's happening and why this matters. First, let's talk about the project itself. This highway will cover a distance of 1,028 kilometers, running along the coast of West Africa. It starts in Abidjan, Ivory Coast's economic powerhouse, and passes through the capital cities of Ghana, Togo, and Benin, Accra, Lomé, and Cotonou, before ending in Lagos, Nigeria, the largest city in Africa. The plan is to build a 4 to 6 lane modern highway, making travel faster, safer, and more efficient. But it doesn't stop there. There's also a vision to reserve space along the route for a future railway line. Right now, West Africa lacks a railway connection that runs along the coast, and this highway will lay the groundwork for that. You might be asking, why is this happening now? Well, the idea was actually approved about 8 years ago, long before the recent political troubles in the region. West Africa's leaders have always known that better transport infrastructure is key to unlocking the region's economic potential. Let's put this into perspective. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, which includes 15 countries, has faced some big challenges recently. 3 countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, decided to leave ECOWAS after military takeovers. This was a huge blow to regional unity. But instead of focusing only on political crises, the remaining ECOWAS countries are turning to economic development as a way forward. This superhighway is one of the most ambitious projects ever proposed in Africa. It's not just about building roads. It's about boosting trade, creating jobs, and showing that West African countries can work together to build a stronger future. Let's break down the benefits of this project in simple terms. 1. Faster travel and trade. Right now, moving goods or traveling between these cities is slow and complicated. The roads are not always reliable, and border crossings can be a nightmare with paperwork, delays, and corruption. But this superhighway, along with modern border checkpoints, will change all of that. It will connect 5 of the largest cities in the region: Abidjan, Accra, Lomé, Cotonou, and Lagos, all major centers of trade and industry. Think about it. Goods from Ivory Coast can reach Nigeria faster, while products from Nigeria can easily flow to neighboring countries. 2. Creating jobs. The construction of this highway is expected to create 70,000 jobs. That's thousands of opportunities for workers, engineers, and businesses involved in the project. Plus, once it's complete, better roads mean more businesses can open along the route, creating even more jobs. 3. Boosting regional trade. West Africa is already a hub of trade, but there are so many barriers. This highway will help eliminate those. For example, farmers in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger rely on coastal ports to sell livestock and produce like onions and potatoes. This road will make it easier for those products to reach the markets in cities like Lagos and Abidjan. At the same time, manufactured goods from Nigeria and Ghana can easily be transported to other countries. It's a win-win for everyone. To understand why this highway is so significant, let's look at what happened in Europe. After World War II, European countries came together to form what eventually became the European Union (EU). They built modern transport systems, removed trade barriers, and created a common market. This led to incredible economic growth and prosperity across Europe. The EU's success also had political benefits. Former communist countries in Eastern Europe saw the wealth and progress of the EU and wanted to be part of it. So, they worked to strengthen their economies, adopt democratic principles, and improve governance to qualify for membership. This is exactly what ECOWAS hopes to achieve in West Africa. By building projects like this superhighway, the remaining ECOWAS countries can boost their economies and attract investment. Over time, this could convince Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to rejoin the bloc. After all, these countries are landlocked and depend heavily on trade with their coastal neighbors. A stronger, more prosperous West Africa could be very appealing to them. Now, let's talk about the practical side. Where's the money coming from? Who's building the highway? So far, $15.6 billion has been pledged by funders and investors, including international partners like the African Development Bank. Studies and planning have already been done, and construction is expected to begin in 2026. The ambitious target is to complete the highway by 2030. One important part of the plan is building modern border posts along the route. These are one-stop border facilities where officials from both countries will work side by side. This will eliminate long queues and unnecessary delays that have caused frustration for decades. Of course, a project of this size isn't without challenges. Political instability in some parts of the region, corruption, and funding delays could slow things down. However, the commitment from West African leaders and international partners gives this project a real chance of success. One potential challenge is the perception of ECOWAS in countries like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. The military rulers there have accused ECOWAS of being heavy-handed and unfair. They're even exploring alternative trade routes through countries like Morocco. But at the end of the day, the deep economic ties between the Sahel countries and coastal West Africa cannot be ignored. Millions of people from Mali and Burkina Faso work in Ivory Coast cocoa plantations. Trade in livestock, food, and manufactured goods across these borders is essential to the economies of both regions. Over time, this highway could help repair relationships and strengthen regional unity. This superhighway isn't just a road. It's a symbol of what's possible when countries work together. By connecting major cities and ports, it has the potential to transform trade, create jobs, and attract investment into West Africa. More importantly, it shows that ECOWAS is focused on building prosperity for the region, despite the current political challenges. Just like the EU transformed Europe, this project could be the first step toward a stronger, more united West Africa. And who knows? If the economies of ECOWAS countries grow stronger, the dissident states like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger might eventually see the benefits and decide to rejoin the bloc. The future of West Africa is being built one road at a time, and this highway could be the path to a brighter, more connected region. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments. Do you think this superhighway will be the game changer West Africa needs? See you in the next video.